Hey everybody, it's Alison from Broth of Life, and I'm here with the amazing Cyndi O'Meara from
And I'm here with the amazing Alison.
from Changing Habits. And we've been in Africa for the past 2 weeks, having an incredible time. And you can see this tree behind us, this baobab tree, thousands of years old. And everything about Africa is ancient and old, and it's been an incredible experience, including the food. It's been very interesting. So, given Cyndi's our nutritional expert, I'd love to know, what advice can you give people when travelling, when you come across a whole heap of food issues where it's not what you're used to eating at home, and how do you make an educated decision on what to eat?
Yeah. Well, the problem is that being in Africa, and we've been in Botswana, Namibia and Zimbabwe, and I don't think we had a struggle in Zimbabwe because we were in a bit of a European establishment, I felt. So let's just look at Namibia and Botswana, and especially that we did a lot of tenting, and we had, cooks that believe they should cook like Westerners like. And so what we would do is we'd come to a camp, we'd see the first meal, and we'd just say, look, we don't eat pasta and we don't eat that stuff. And you could see the cook just, especially Mama. We had this beautiful cook for 4 days, and we just said to her, we just want to eat traditional foods.
Yep. Yeah.
And she was amazing. So she just made us meat, vegetables, corn mash, dessert was fruit. She made one thing for us which we all loved, and she got some gluten-free flour, and she put a whole bunch of peel and sultanas and currants in it, and that was our only dessert, and we only had that once. But I think it's about making it very clear what you want. And I also think it's very important to bring stuff with you. So I bought Broth of Life. I take it everywhere with me because I know that if there's no food available to me, or I want a good seasoning on a steak that I said, I want no sauces, I want nothing on it, I just want a piece of steak with veggies, I can put my broth on it and know I've got good nutrition coming in. So that's one of the things that I did bring and you bought, and we spread it around the group. Another thing is that I bought my Quick Fix Hunger Fix, which is something that I created when I travelled, and it's something that will fill you up fast, and it's got proteins and carbohydrates, and it doesn't have any fat in it because we can always find butter.
Yes.
And we put butter on everything.
Everything.
Remember, the night before, we were out on a salt pan, and they brought all our food out, and they said it was butter, and one of the girls tasted it, and then she gives it to me and she said, do you think this is butter, Cyndi? And I went, no way. We tasted it. It was foul. I don't know how people eat margarine. I just have no idea.
No.
So make sure you always ask for butter. They usually always have butter. Get your meat and your vegetables. Fruit's always available usually. Bring your broth, your Quick Fix, Hunger Fix, which I did. And the other thing that I bought is my greens. And in my greens, I put my greens, my probiotics, my camu, which is my vitamin C, as well as my inflammation ease and some turmeric. And I mix it up and I put it in a little sachet, and that's it.
Yeah.
And really, I think we coped really well. At times, we would come across a food and I knew it had something in it because I can taste it. I can taste the
I think most of us
MSG. Yeah. And we were all like picking through it, or we just would let it be and we just have plain salad. Or although you didn't do salad, did you?
I did not touch salad.
No.
Having a sensitive stomach, I did not trust salad with water. So I'm absolutely hankering for a salad when I get back. But it seemed to work in my favour. I didn't get sick. Several did. But I mean, you know what to do with your own body when you're travelling. You know what your body can cope with and what it can't. But I have generally found if you eat the traditional foods of the people, that's the stuff, that's the good stuff, the real stuff, not when they try to make it Western.
Oh, yeah,
and a lot more fun.
And we also got to try game meat. So we had eland, we had ostrich, we had crocodile, we had
onyx,
kudu. We sound like meat eaters, don't we?
Just a little bit.
Broth of Life, meat eaters, But it was. We ended up on a very paleo diet and a fairly clean diet. Like this morning we had omelette with bacon. Now, was the bacon nitrate free? Well, probably not, but we feel with the omelette and the vegetables, so always they offer breakfast cereals.
Yes.
Like, it's just unbelievable. They put these breakfast cereals out there, fake yogurt, and you just got to say, no, I'm just going to have an omelette with lots of veggies in it and the bacon. And we're only here for 2 weeks and then we're going to go home to a cleaner diet. And our bodies should be able to assimilate if we're having a problem. So, don't go crazy when you're here and think, oh, well, I'll just eat whatever I want for that 2 weeks, because you want to feel good.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
we did have upset stomachs, and we all dealt with them differently. And it was only a 24-hour thing, and we seemed to stagger, which was good. At least it wasn't all
everyone
together.
at once.
We staggered
Yeah.
and helped each other out. And we had the beautiful Michelle here, who seemed to have all the remedies, didn't she?
She did. She did
was
indeed.
amazing. And then we had someone that had all the drugs. So,
Yep.
between...
It's a mix.
We did
was a good mix.
well. We
Yep.
did really well. And thanks to your Broth of Life, I think we did, our seasonings were always there.
was.
And we could have a nice broth if there was nothing, which was
Well, I found myself
rare.
snacking on it for breakfast.
Ah,
Those
yeah,
days
yeah.
where, also with fruit, that was another thing I avoided unless it's got a skin. So I just get a teaspoon and eat it.
Yeah.
And that was my breakfast.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it worked well.
No, I think we did a good job with our food. Yeah.
So you can travel and eat well.
Yes, you can. And we had an incredible time.
Yeah.
We
Oh, God, yeah.
had some amazing experiences. We had the best group. I just don't want to leave them. We were just struggling to come out here because we're
Yep.
having our last breakfast supper
Yeah.
together, and it's quite emotional actually, because I didn't want to leave the table because we just have a lovely,
An incredible bond.
incredible bond. And to do what we did, and to see what we saw, and to experience what we experienced. And stay as healthy as we possibly could was probably the best experience. I got a little bit teary. It was
Well,
wonderful.
That's us wrapping up from Africa. Thanks for listening, and I hope you can travel safe and with good foods.
Mwah.
Bye.
Bye.